Shalom Akim, all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shai, Bashim, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutation to you, Akim, doing the work in truth and sincerity. Well, this video is going to be about a video I saw about Lake Lanier, but I came across this on thrift books. Some basically Christian asshole and wrote a book, and you see so-called Hebrew Israelites, formerly known as Black Hebrew Israelites. We're never known as Black Hebrew Israelites. We've always been the true Hebrew Israelites as described in the Bible. But then when you read his overview, it says this book is about the Black Hebrew Israelites, which we are not black. The Hebrew Israelites come in all colors, because the Hebrew Israelites can look like any nation. And as it is written, everybody comes out of the waters of Judah, roughly paraphrasing. They no longer wish to be identified by this title. We never were identified by this title. That's something that you devils put on us, which was always not true. For various reasons, they still vehemently use the scriptures, and it says out of context, because I did read it earlier. It says use the scriptures out of context with an attempt to prove that quote unquote JC and the Jews, Judah, were so-called black. No, the Jews are so-called Negroes or dark-skinned people, aka swarthy and tawny people. And that's the majority of the Israelites, were swarthy and tawny people. There's a minority that may look like pale faces. In history, no. The majority look like, the majority, which is still true, look swarthy and tawny. And the American Negroes who experienced the transatlantic slave trade were Jews, not black. And yes, it's true. Historically, the slave trade were filled with swarthy and tawny Jews. So yes, because the tribe of Judah was mainly swarthy and tawny. And yes, I'm using those words on purpose because I'm getting used to using the true terms. Swarthy and tawny is more like saying dark skin and brown skin. So, and I do suggest that Jake, learn those words and get away from that word black, But anyway, that's just me, and I wanted to highlight this bullshit book. No, I'm not going to buy it because I don't care for it, and they won't be making no money off me because it's the same argument that all the fake Christians use anyway. So, I just wanted to highlight this bullshit. But anyway, I got this video here. I watched it earlier, and hey, it's an interesting video, and I'm gonna play the video, the whole thing of this video, which is about 4 minutes long. Matter of fact, let me get this copyright disclaimer real quick. Shit. There we go. Copyright disclaimer. Bear with me for a moment. This one is do. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for the purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. So that's the copyright disclaimer. So I'm gonna play this video.
What's it gonna take? What's it gonna take for the white people here in the state of Georgia to recognize that my ancestors, black Americans who built this country, are not feeling you having a day of fun over at Lake Lanier? If y'all don't know the history of Lake Lanier is a very popular lake here in the state of Georgia. And a lot of us believe that the lake is protected by our ancestors. And that is why there are so many boat accidents, deaths, disappearances, drownings that happen out at Lake Lanier. Lake Lanier is a man-made lake, and it was made over a black town called Oscarville, Georgia. They flooded out the black town. Yeah. And since that time, every year, there are drownings, there are deaths, there are boat accidents, every single year. Have black people been affected? Yeah, black people have been affected, but the majority of those who have been affected by Lake Lanier and the ancestors are white people. And here's just another case. What's it gonna take? I'm a black person, and I don't want no parts of Lake Lanier. The ancestors said stay away, and I'm listening to the ancestors. But their privilege, their entire arrogance prevents them from hearing or listening. And if you can't hear or listen, you will feel. In the middle of doing his little stunt, he blacked out. And he's lucky he blacked out on the jet ski. Lucky he was wearing a vest. Lucky he had a partner with him. Those who do not listen or hear, they will eventually feel. The ancestors have been screaming for decades now. What's it gonna take, y'all, for them to listen?
They ain't gonna listen because the Esau is the devil, and they got a judgment coming. Um, this is Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 39, verse 28. There be spirits created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hail and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. And like she was explaining, that Lake Lanier is basically over a drowned town. Years ago, I did a video on a lot of the drowned towns and buried towns that they made central parks, and basically just destroyed towns that they did back in the early 1900s. Esau had no mercy. He drowned a lot of towns. A lot of these man-made lakes are over drowned towns. Lake Lanier is one of the more known ones. because Lake Lanier, hey, a lot of people die on that lake every year. Matter of fact, I had pulled this up, and it says Lake Lanier deaths, history, causes, and safety concerns. Lake Lanier, created in the 1950s by damming the Chattahoochee River and the Beaufort Dam, is one of the most visited lakes in the U.S., drawing 10 to 12 million visitors annually. Despite its popularity, it has a troubling safety record. Total deaths estimates range from 700 plus since the creation in 1956 to 200 plus since 1994, with most fatalities from drowning. Annual average 15 to 20 deaths per year, far above comparable U.S. lakes. And then, it goes down, explains even more of the drownings and the deaths that happen on this lake. These Edomites cannot stay away from that lake. Like she said, some Jakes then fell victim for them. Yes, there's spirits of vengeance on that lake. Some Jakes then fell victim, but these Edomites can't stay away from it, no matter what. And every year there's somebody drowning, disappearing. There's death. There's a spirit of death on that lake. No doubt because of what these devils did. There's a spirit of death in this whole country, man. And these devils, hey, that judgment is coming, man. This is Ezekiel chapter 24, verse 6. Wherefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, woe to the bloody city, to the pot whose scum is therein, and whose scum is not gone out of it. Bring it out piece by piece, let no lot fall upon it. For her blood is in the midst of her. She set it upon the top of a rock. She poured it not upon the ground to cover it with dust. And Esau didn't cover none of his wickedness. Keep in mind that these devils were sending postcards back and forth of Jake hanging and the atrocities that they did to Jake. Matter of fact, there's another thing. They didn't stop cannibalizing Jake until the mid 1960s. Yes, they didn't stop cannibalizing Jake till the mid 1960s. Verse 8, that it might cause fury to come up to take vengeance. I have set her blood upon the top of a rock that it should not be covered. So the Heavenly Father kept that. Like you can't hide your wickedness now. Because you were so proud of your wickedness as far as to take pictures of hanging Jakes and send postcards back and forth of your wickedness. Now you don't want it to be seen. You want to cover it up, but the Heavenly Father ain't gonna let that happen. This is verse 9. Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, woe to the bloody city! I will even make the pile for fire great, because this place is gonna burn completely, and that time is quickly approaching. So these devils, I mean, they never covered up their wickedness in the first place. And then when they tried to, the Heavenly Father was like, nope, we're gonna let this all hang out. Oh no, he's gonna keep your wickedness out there just like you want it. And nobody likes you, Edomites. Jeremiah chapter 49, starting at 9. If great gatherers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? If thieves by night, they will destroy till they have enough. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not. Because, hey, these devils will spoil everything, but the only person that's standing that's been unjudged is them. because they refuse to judge themselves with this situation with Noah and Wells. These devils, they got they got all the evidence of police corruption. They got all the evidence that his friends, along with some unknown person, was there that murdered him and was there to witness. Yet there is no arrest of none of these devils, not one. Yet all the evidence is pointing towards them as being the ones that did it. And the police office that was up there in Mississippi or wherever they were, covering it up, trying to help them cover it up. But no arrests were made of none of those people. So well, but that that's pretty much the video. The point is, these devils got spirits of vengeance getting on them left and right now, man, and they won't escape it. And it's also about the pride of these devils still visiting this lake with all these deaths occurring, knowing the history of this lake, man. These devils' pride don't stop. What the scriptures say, only he that will let till he be taken out of the way. And it's almost time's up for you Edomites. But yeah, I just wanted to highlight these devils got too much pride, but guess what? That spirit of vengeance is on that lake, man. And I'm going to end it there. All praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to Joachim doing the work in truth and sincerity. Till next time, Shalom.